watched it for about 30 minutes.
Are you and?
Trash.
15-minute morning show podcast. It may or may not be 15 minutes. We'll figure it out. Let's see how far we can go. Danielle is here, and there's Scotty B in the Serial Killers podcast booth.
Hi.
There's Gandhi and Straight Nate. And I see Garrett. Where's Scary? There's Scary.
Hey, what's up?
Now I can't see Garrett.
I got you.
Okay. You guys need to get closer so we can see.
Come here, honey.
Look, it's a hybrid person. We'll call it Scarrett.
Scarrett?
Yes.
So, yeah, you know what? My issue this past weekend is I couldn't find something I wanted to watch, even though I turned it on, TV that is, and there's a billion different things to choose from. I didn't like any of them. Nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Did you
Just-
start watching things and then stop them?
Yes. Anxiety levels up. Like that Menendez brothers thing, I can't watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood. What are you laughing at over there, Straight Nate?
You really want to know?
Yes.
Oh, here she goes.
So you know what I watched over the weekend? I watched Little House on the Prairie from the 1970s.
Oh my gosh! Don't watch the
Danielle's
clown
favorite.
episode. That's what did it to me.
Yeah, that's the clown episode that really bent Danielle.
It's a two-parter.
I was practicing my Michael Landon face when he laughs and smiles. You know how he does that thing? He's like,
I don't think.
I can't do it. I can't do it, but that's the face I was making. I was practicing my Michael Landon
I don't think
smiling face.
half the people don't even know what you're talking about.
Google it.
Anyone listening to it just heard silence.
I don't like,
And all I know is you're practicing your Michael Landon smile. Who does that?
I don't know. So Samsung TV, you know, they've got their own list of channels if you have a Samsung television. One of them is the Little House on the Prairie channel.
Shut up.
Oh, that's
So-
Danielle. Danielle recoils in horror because that's
where
what turned
my-
her off.
Yeah.
Clowns.
That's my fear of clowns. There's a two-part episode of a girl that gets raped by a clown. And, I still remember to this day. And it was a two-part episode, and that's where my fear of clowns came from.
Well, I watched the
I get
two-part episode where Nellie is a bitch and pretends she's paralyzed, so Laura has to do all of her homework.
Nellie was always a bitch on that
What a
show, and I didn't even watch it.
And Mrs. Olsen,
Anyway,
get the
So
fuck
speaking of
Okay,
Michael,
thank you,
Landon,
thank you, Nate.
Michael Landon,
Yes.
I didn't think I would.
Why do we
ever be
really have to talk
contributing-
about Michael Landon? What are we doing
No,
here?
no, that's what I watched this weekend.
You watched a Michael Landon
No,
show?
he was on the Love Boat, and I found myself watching the fucking Love Boat, and I got to tell you, I hated every second of it. And that, and with Greg,
You know what's worse than watching Love Boat? Talking about it on the 15-minute morning show podcast.
Yeah. I just looked up Michael Landon. He was born in 1936.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He died
dead
years
for a
ago.
while.
my
Yeah.
commentary
91.
though is,
He was older than Uncle Johnny.
again,
Can
I'm
we
not.
move-
Oh yeah.
I can tell you what I
Who else
watched.
wants to talk? Anyone want to talk about Michael Landon? Let's just get it all out now. Come on.
No, my commentary was really shifting over to the Love Boat. What a piece of trash that thing was. I was looking at it. I'm like, oh my
That was
god.
like one of the highest rated shows
they
on
always had
television
great
at
guest
the
stars.
time.
I'm talking about the boat itself. It's garbage.
No. We're spoiled. Norwegian has spoiled us. I mean, but if ever you see Charo come on board, get off. Go.
I'm like, this is it. This is
Okay. Can we move it closer to the current date? If we
I
could?
watched something current.
Okay, so yeah, Scotty watched a lot of child molestation
No,
shows this
abduction.
weekend. Abductions. I'm sorry.
I first of all, I didn't realize I had Peacock. I had no idea, but somehow I have Peacock on my TV, and it sucked me in. And there was a documentary called Amber, the girl behind the alert. Like,
wow.
I didn't realize that Amber was a little girl that got abducted. I thought Amber was a color. I thought it was like Red Alert, Amber Alert. I didn't know that Amber was a girl's name, and it was a whole thing that happened in Arlington, Texas, back in like 1995 or something like that. And that's where the Amber Alert that we see and hear today was born.
Wow.
It was a bunch of local radio stations down in Arlington started this, and then it went nationwide, and they've saved well over 1,000 kids since it started.
It's an amazing program. But you watched another show about children.
And then after that, I was like, oh, there's another one, The First Girl on the Milk Carton. And so I was watching that, because they used to put missing kids on milk cartons, and this girl Janelle, I think her name was. That's how that all started, and it was just really interesting. I don't know why I was watching all these.
Did they
shows
ever
about
find her?
Child abduction? What's that?
Did they ever find Janelle?
No, they never found either one of them. Unfortunately, I mean they found them, but not how they wanted to find them.
Ugh.
Yikes.
Isn't that why the guy started America's Most Wanted?
Yeah,
his
John,
kid-
John Walsh.
Yeah, his son Adam got abducted.
And then they found him, and it wasn't what you wanted either. The end result for that. Yeah.
Wow, this is a sad podcast.
But that's as sad as those events are. Good came out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks that happened for those individuals, but the fact that so many people have been saved because of that. That's awesome.
Right, and instead of going into depression, Amber's mother came out and she crusaded for all these things, and I think it was really good in the memory of her daughter, which was great.
I'm glad you watched that. That's what I was looking for last night on TV. Something that would give you hope. Something that had a happy ending.
Yeah.
The Menendez brothers thing, there's no happy ending there. I mean,
I think the one thing I learned from it, the Robert Shapiro though, like I had no idea he was hired, then fired by them, and then like 2 years later, like he was working with OJ. I think that will be an interesting show from his perspective of just working with all these crazy people.
well, he's dead.
Well, no, but like if they were to put together a show like they are with the Menendez brothers, telling his side of the story of working with the Menendez family and then O.J. Simpson's family and trying to, make these people look innocent,
Well, he was a huge defense attorney in L.A., and he did a lot of cases. Of course, the father of the Kardashian sisters.
Yep.
There
Right.
you go.
Yep.
Right. And, yeah.
Well,
I like Johnny Cochran. If you're going to go back to the O.J. trial, I thought he was fascinating.
Well, Elvis, if you were looking for a feel-good show, Little House on the Prairie.
What are you talking? Danielle was just talking about clown rape.
Yeah,
That was 2 episodes.
That
There's a
show was
lot of
lame.
ones where
I liked Michael Landon better in Highway to Heaven, actually.
Oh, my God.
I've been watching All in the Family a lot lately. It's on
thought
every
it
What
was
is
night.
wrong with
Ponderosa.
us?
Nothing's wrong with us. Don't put me on that list.
Please don't put
Can
me
we
in
talk-
this either.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, this is
What's
the year.
wrong
Okay,
with you all?
welcome to the year 2024. Let's talk about what's going on now. What do you say?
You want to watch
huh?
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? I mean,
No.
Everything I see is about that. Like all the memes,
Yeah.
every joke, like TikTok video is about this show.
Diamonds all in.
So almost. I heard that they really tried to pitch soft swinging.
Oh,
And yes, it's exactly what you think it is.
So I admittedly, I watched it for about 30 minutes.
Are you and?
Trash. It's garbage.
That's why
it's
time is
so
amazing.
garbage. They have these setups, these obvious setups where the producers say, okay, you go in and you're having a tiff with your husband. And then they all, oh, honey, tell us about it. I'm like, this would never happen. This is so stupid. Oh, girl, you forgot your cover-ups. What is the thing the Mormons wear? The bed sheets?
I don't know.
They wear some sort of bed sheet or something or underwear. And then the one girl forgot it, and that was a big scandal.
I think you're not allowed if you're a Mormon. Would you be
That's the
allowed?
face I made
Would
when I
you
was
be
watching.
allowed to even make this show if you were still in the Mormon community? I would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could, but we don't know much about the religion, so
No.
let's not.
They just can't have coffee.
Assume anything.
They can't have
Her
coffee.
garment,
No.
her
They're not supposed to
undergarment.
have caffeine.
I didn't know.
But anyway,
that.
so what else can we talk about? Anything but everything we've talked about. Freshen it up.
I'm out.
One more show for me is Heels. It just dropped on Netflix too. It's on Showtime, but they put the 2 seasons up there. It's if you watch Friday Night Lights, so it's about underground wrestling trying to make it to the pros. But awesome storylining, writing. It's film. Takes place in Georgia, so it's like there's that southern draw to it. Stephen Amell, the guy who's now going to do the Suits spinoff, is in it. I watched 2 seasons very quickly.
What's it called again?
Heels, Heels, a playoff of a wrestling term.
Have you guys seen Chaos with Jeff Goldblum yet?
Started it, yeah.
No.
It's a
That's
little confusing
interesting.
for me personally, but
It's interesting. I love Jeff Goldblum. He's
Yeah.
pretty awesome, and it's a new show that came out this year.
but is it based off of like Greek mythology though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, another great documentary I watched. It's called Gary on Peacock.
What's it about?
Coleman?
It's about Gary Coleman from Different Strokes.
From 1970 what?
No,
Here
it
we
was
go. We're going back
1980.
in time.
80s? That was 80s.
But it's a new documentary.
I actually thought the Bill Gates documentary was pretty good.
Okay, so
What's next? The future with Bill Gates.
it
Yeah.
frightened me watching What's Next. It's all about AI.
It is.
And it's interesting to hear how they first learned about AI, right? I mean,
Yeah.
hearing Bill Gates talk about it.
Yeah. And a lot of these conspiracy theories that people put out there and how he has to deal with it and his team looks into things and how even when you know something is a conspiracy and it's full of shit,
Yeah.
when you look up the fact checking behind it, you're still promoting it in the algorithm because you're still searching all the keywords for that thing. And how do you get around it? How do you fix all of this right now? I thought it was pretty fascinating.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, AI, and they made it very clear that AI teaches itself. So there really is no way of stopping it.
That's nuts. That's like
Yep.
it's gonna attack us all one day. Like
It was
that's
wild.
scary shit.
Probably already is. All right. Anything else going on?
Oh, you know what comes out this week too? I'm very excited about is
Oh, there's more. What?
the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix.
I'm dying to see that.
So they filmed it with him up into the week before crap hit the fan for him and he got kicked out. So he was telling a story as if like he was like promoting himself, and then only to learn that he pretty much was lying in his own documentary with all the things happening behind the scenes at WWE.
Wow. I do want to see that. I find him fascinating.
I feel like we need another Tiger King type thing that's going to draw us all in. We're all going to be
Well, they're trying to do it with the monkeys.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
HBO, right?
Oh yeah.
Chimp Crazy or
Crazy,
something?
yeah.
Yeah, Chim Crazy, is that it?
And the guy who did Tiger King is behind that one.
Oh really? Okay.
We started watching it. We had to turn it off.
Oh, well, okay.
That was lightning
Gandhi-
in a bottle, Tiger King.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty amazing.
And also,
All right.
that was like pandemic, so I feel like we were all looking for something, So,
That was, the pandemic, it put a different light on everything at the
Yeah.
time, right? And
It
then
did.
now, if you release the same thing, it wouldn't be the same.
No,
So let's hear it for the pandemic, everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, COVID.
Let's get out of here.
all right, bye.
Bye. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.